Welcome back to my channel. Today we explore the value of specific coins, the top 4 most valuable USA Lincoln Wheat penny coins value in today's market. So let's get started. First up, the 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark is a coin that continues to draw attention from both beginner and seasoned collectors. While it may not seem particularly rare at first glance, its popularity, historical context, and accessibility make it one of the most discussed pennies in the numismatic world. In this video, we'll explore what makes the 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny special, its background, and the current market value for a coin in good condition. Let's begin by understanding what this coin actually is. The 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as indicated by the absence of a mint mark under the date on the obverse side of the coin. It's made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, with a weight of 3.11 grams. The coin features a bust of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor D. Brenner. On the reverse, you'll find 2 wheat stalks surrounding the words 1 cent, which gives the coin its popular nickname, the Wheat Penny. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909, commemorating the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and continued until 1958. That means the 1957 penny was minted just 1 year before. The design was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This places the 1957 Wheat Penny near the end of the series, which adds some interest among collectors. Now, let's talk about rarity and production numbers. The Philadelphia Mint produced a substantial number of 1957 wheat pennies. In fact, over 282 million of them were minted. Because of this large mintage, the 1957 penny is considered common in the world of coin collecting. However, even common coins can hold value based on condition, demand, and historical appeal. When it comes to condition, coin collectors use a grading system that ranges from poor to mint state. For the purpose of this video, we'll focus on coins in what is typically referred to as good condition. In numismatic terms, this generally means the coin is well circulated but still shows all major design elements clearly, including Lincoln's facial features and the wheat ears. On the back, it will have some wear and tear, but the date, motto, and main features remain intact. So what is a 1957 wheat penny without a mint mark worth in today's market if it's in good condition? As of now, a coin in average circulated condition typically sells for around 5 to 10 cents. That might not sound like much, but remember, this is a coin that originally held only 1 cent in face value. So even in its most common state, it's worth several times more than its original denomination. The reason for this increase is mainly due to collector demand and the nostalgic appeal of wheat pennies. Many people enjoy collecting these coins because they represent a bygone era of American coinage. Their age, classic design, and historical context make them appealing even if they are not especially rare. If you're lucky enough to have a 1957 wheat penny in better condition, extremely fine or even uncirculated, the value rises. In extremely fine condition, a 1957 penny might be worth around 22.50 cents. Uncirculated examples, where the coin shows no wear and retains much of its original luster, can fetch $1 to $3 or more, depending on the grade and whether it has been professionally certified. One thing to look for is any type of error. Although rare, some 1957 pennies have been found with striking errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks. Even though the Philadelphia version does not have a mint mark, there are still cases where doubling on the date or lettering could be present. These error coins can be significantly more valuable. A double die error, for example, could sell for anywhere from $25 to several $100s, depending on severity and condition. Another factor that can influence value is color. Copper coins naturally change color over time due to oxidation. A bright red uncirculated 1957 penny will usually command a higher price than one that has toned to a brown or darker shade. Collectors tend to pay a premium for coins that still appear fresh and vibrant as they did when they were first minted. But it's also important to know where and how to sell or appraise your coin. While you might see listings on auction sites or online marketplaces claiming high values for ordinary wheat pennies, actual sale prices often remain modest unless the coin is in exceptional condition or has a rare error. If you want to determine the real value of your 1957 penny, consider having it looked at by a reputable coin dealer or sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for professional evaluation. In summary, while the 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark is not rare, it still holds value for collectors and hobbyists. In good condition, you can expect it to be worth around 5 to 10 cents. In better grades, its value can rise to a few dollars. Rare varieties with errors can be worth significantly more. Whether you're a casual collector or just curious about the change in your pocket, this humble coin offers a window into American history and a rewarding gateway into the world of numismatics. Next up, the 1935 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark. Specifically, we're going to explore the value of this coin even when it's in a dirty or circulated condition. If you've ever come across one of these old coins and wondered whether it's worth anything, this video is for you. The 1935 Lincoln Wheat Penny is a coin that has stood the test of time. And although it's not particularly rare, it's still a piece of American history. Let's begin with a quick background. The Lincoln Wheat Penny was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. The wheat ears on the reverse symbolize prosperity and growth, and the coin's iconic design lasted until 1958 before being replaced with the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. The coin we're talking about today was minted in 1935, during the Great Depression. At that time, millions of these pennies were produced. In fact, over 245 million Lincoln Wheat Pennies were struck in Philadelphia in 1935. That's the version without a mint mark, which is the focus of this video. Now, because this coin was minted in such high numbers, it is not considered rare. But that doesn't mean it's worthless. Its value depends on several factors, including condition, rarity of specific die varieties, and collector demand. So let's take a closer look at condition. When we say dirty condition, we're generally referring to a coin that is well circulated, maybe discolored, worn, scratched, or covered in grime. Collectors usually grade coins from poor P1 to mint state MS70. A dirty 1935 Lincoln penny would likely fall somewhere between good G4 and fine F12 at best, unless it's been improperly cleaned, which can reduce its value. Now let's get down to what really matters. How much is a dirty, circulated 1935 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark worth today in the market? In the lowest grades, the kind you might find in old jars, under floorboards, or in forgotten drawers, the 1935 Lincoln penny typically sells for about 5 to 15 cents. Yes, that's right, even in dirty circulated condition, it's usually worth more than its face value. If it still has decent details, even if it's discolored or has surface dirt, collectors will often pay a little premium for it. Coins in slightly better condition, what collectors call very fine or extremely fine, can fetch 30 to 50 cents, even without any mint mark. But that's assuming the dirt hasn't obscured key features or created permanent damage. Grime can often be cleaned by professionals, but cleaning coins at home is risky. If done incorrectly, cleaning can leave fine scratches and reduce the coin's value significantly. Now, if you're holding on to a dirty 1935 penny and wondering whether to clean it before selling, the answer is almost always no. Most experienced collectors prefer original, untouched coins. A coin with natural toning, even if dirty, is often more desirable than a harshly cleaned one. One thing to keep in mind is that sometimes, small die variations or errors can make even common coins valuable. For example, a double die error, an off-center strike, or a repunched mint mark, though rare, can add substantial value. However, these are not typical for the 1935 no mint mark penny. Most of the value in these coins comes from condition and collector interest rather than error features. If you have a batch of these coins or inherited a collection, it might be worth going through them carefully. Dirty coins can sometimes mask important details. Underneath that layer of grime, there could be a sharper strike or even a minor variety that adds to its worth. In terms of investment, a 1935 Lincoln penny without a mint mark in average condition isn't likely to gain dramatic value over time, but it holds historical and sentimental value, especially for beginner collectors or those looking to complete a Lincoln Wheat Penny set. So, to recap, here's the value breakdown. A dirty, circulated 1935 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark is usually worth 5 to 15 cents. A moderately worn but still legible coin might go for 30 to 50 cents. In rare cases, if the coin has unique features, the value can be higher, but that's the exception, not the rule. Is it a retirement plan? No. But is it a small piece of history with more value than face? Absolutely. For anyone interested in coin collecting, starting with common coins like the 1935 Lincoln penny is a great way to learn the basics. You get a feel for grading, historical context, and the market. And who knows, the next coin you find might be the rare gem you've been hoping for. Next up, the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny is one of the most commonly found coins in American coin collections, and it holds historical and sentimental value for many. This penny, bearing the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, was minted during the later years of the Wheat Cent series, which ran from 1909 until 1958. When we talk about the 1957 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark, we're referring to the version that was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Over 282 million of these coins were produced that year in Philadelphia alone. Because of this high mintage, most of the 1957 pennies, including those without the D or S mint marks, are not considered rare. However, certain factors can still influence their market value, even today. One such factor is the coin's condition. The condition of a coin greatly impacts its value to collectors and dealers. A coin in mint state or uncirculated condition can command a significantly higher price compared to one that is worn, scratched, or discolored. But what about those 1957 wheat pennies that are in poor condition, specifically dirty or blackened coins with obvious signs of wear? First, it's important to understand why a 1957 penny might appear black or dirty. Over the decades, these coins often circulated through thousands of hands, were stored in humid or acidic environments, or simply spent time exposed to air and moisture. As a result, they may develop oxidation, grime, or even environmental damage, which leads to a darkened or blackened appearance. In the coin collecting world, this type of condition is referred to as environmental damage. It means the coin has been negatively affected by the elements, making it less attractive to collectors who prefer pieces with original luster, minimal wear, and sharp details. When it comes to determining the market value of a dirty, darkened, or otherwise heavily circulated 1957 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, expectations should remain realistic. In today's market, such coins are usually considered common and are often valued between 1 and 5 cents. In fact, most of these pennies in poor condition are still worth only their face value, 1 cent, especially if they've lost most of their original features and shine. That being said, there are some scenarios in which a 1957 penny, even in worn or darkened condition, might be worth slightly more. For example, if it contains an unusual error, such as a double die off-center strike or misaligned die, then it could attract interest from collectors who specialize in error coins. However, genuine error coins from 1957 are quite rare, and any potential error must be verified by a professional grading service to ensure its authenticity. Also, while a single 1957 wheat penny in dirty condition might not be worth more than a few cents, collectors often purchase these coins in bulk, for educational purposes, crafts, or to fill gaps in inexpensive coin folders. Sellers who offer large quantities, say 100 or 500 wheat pennies, sometimes find buyers willing to pay more than face value simply for the nostalgia or the fun of sorting through old coins. On online marketplaces like eBay or Etsy, you might see 1957 Lincoln wheat pennies listed with prices that seem higher than expected, but it's essential to look closely at the coin's condition and whether it's graded. Most ungraded coins in dark or blackened condition still only sell for a few cents each. The higher prices are generally associated with uncirculated examples, proof coins, or those with verified errors. For collectors or casual holders of a 1957 Lincoln penny without a mint mark that is dirty or black in color, the coin's primary value is historical or sentimental rather than financial. It serves as a reminder of America's mid-20th century coinage, and it reflects a design that honored Abraham Lincoln's legacy for nearly 50 years before it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. To sum up, a 1957 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in dirty or blackened condition usually holds a value of around 1 to 5 cents in today's market. It is not considered rare or highly collectible unless it shows signs of a verified mint error. If the coin is heavily worn or damaged by the environment, it's unlikely to attract the interest of serious collectors, but it still has educational and nostalgic appeal. If you own one of these pennies, it's worth keeping as a piece of American history, especially if you enjoy collecting coins as a hobby. However, from a resale perspective, don't expect it to bring in significant money, unless it has something truly unique or unusual about it. Next up, the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark holds a special place for collectors, not necessarily for its rarity, but for its historical significance and enduring appeal. Today, we're going to explore everything you need to know about this coin, focusing specifically on the 1939 issue without a mint mark, in extra fine condition, and its current value in today's market. Let's begin by understanding a little background on the Lincoln wheat penny. This iconic coin was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's image. The obverse displays a portrait of Lincoln, while the reverse features 2 stylized wheat ears along the sides, which is why it's commonly called the wheat penny. By 1939, the United States was in the later stages of the Great Depression, and World War II was looming. Despite these global events, coin production remained steady. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 316 million Lincoln cents that year. Because of that high mintage, the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is not considered a rare coin. However, condition plays a significant role in determining a coin's desirability and value. That's why today, we're narrowing Our focus on examples of this coin in extra fine or XF condition. So, what does extra fine mean in the world of coin collecting? This term comes from the Sheldon coin grading scale, which ranges from poor P1 to perfect mint state MS70. An extra fine coin typically falls in the EF42, EF45 range. These coins show light wear on the highest points of the design, but retain most of their original detail. For a 1939 wheat penny, that means Lincoln's hair and cheekbones will show slight signs of wear, while the lettering and date remain sharp. On the reverse, the wheat ears should still be well defined, though minor wear may be visible along the tops of the stalks. Now, let's move to the value of a 1939 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in extra fine condition. As of today's market, these coins are valued between 50 cents and 75 cents, depending on eye appeal, tone, and overall preservation. In the best case scenario for extra fine grade, a particularly sharp example might sell for around $1. While that may not seem like a fortune, it's important to remember that these coins were mass-produced and meant for everyday use. Finding one in this level of preservation after more than 80 years is still a notable achievement, especially if it has not been cleaned or altered. You might wonder why a coin that's over 8 decades old doesn't fetch a higher price. The answer lies in availability and demand. With over 300 million coins minted in 1939 in Philadelphia, and with many surviving examples still in decent condition, supply continues to outpace demand. Also, coins with no mint mark from this period are generally less scarce than those produced at branch mints, such as Denver or San Francisco. However, that doesn't mean these coins aren't worth collecting. In fact, they serve as an excellent entry point for new collectors, or as an affordable way for more experienced numismatists to build a complete year set. Plus, their connection to a transformative period in American history gives them a level of educational and sentimental value that goes beyond mere dollars and cents. If you're looking to add a 1939 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny in extra fine condition to your collection, you have several options. Local coin shops often have them in stock, and prices are usually reasonable. Online marketplaces like eBay or dedicated numismatic auction sites are also good places to look. Just be sure to verify the condition and authenticity before buying. It's always a good idea to buy from sellers with strong reputations and to compare listings for price consistency. For those thinking about selling a 1939 Lincoln penny in this condition, be aware that while the value isn't high individually, grouping them with other coins or selling as part of a year set may fetch a better price. Bulk lots or themed collections often attract more interest than single, common date coins. One final note: be cautious about altering or cleaning coins to improve their appearance. While it might seem like a good way to increase a coin's value, improper cleaning can actually reduce its worth significantly. Collectors value originality and natural patina, even if the coin shows some wear. In conclusion, the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in extra fine condition is a charming piece of American coinage history. While not rare or extremely valuable, it remains a popular collectible thanks to its age, historical context, and classic design. In today's market, expect a value between 50 cents and $1. For collectors, it represents a meaningful and accessible addition to a Lincoln cent collection. Whether you're buying, selling, or simply learning, understanding coins like the 1939 wheat penny helps keep the legacy of American numismatics alive. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin collecting content. See you, and next time, happy collecting.